Hello, and thank you for coming back. This is another diary entry. It's been an interesting sort of day. I caught my council blocking my email because I just happened to check an email I sent them on Friday complaining about the rubbish, and I didn't get an auto acknowledgement. So I did a test email and I got a Mimecast error issued, which generally means you've been added to the spam filter. So I sent a test email from the same account, nothing came back, and a test email from my Gmail account and I got an auto response. So then I sent the email off to the Housing Ombudsman and the Local Government Ombudsman, called the Housing Ombudsman because by then it was too late. You know, LGO closes at 12 at the moment. Housing Ombudsman called me back about 12:30, 1ish. And then 3 hours later I started getting all the auto responses back from the original emails that are originally sent at 12. So I imagine the Housing Ombudsman got in touch, asked the council, have you blocked Mr. Gibbons? Yes. Why? We can't give you a reason. And the Housing Ombudsman would have said, well, if you can't give a reason, you have to unblock him. The problem is, if they blocked me, I need to know so I can put another complaint in about them blocking my email without going through due process. This goes on and on until Waltham Forest Council behave themselves, follow the law, and give disabled people like myself due rights without informally removing rights unlawfully. This is not going to end until Waltham Forest behave themselves. So I managed to forward my email over to Waltham Forest Council today. Hold on, boys and girls. That's better. From Friday, but I'm going to include it as a Friday I sent the email in, because if they've blocked me, that's not my fault. And I should be getting a response back from complaints within 5 days, although it shouldn't take 5 days. They're going to give. This is why I don't like the system that Waltham Forest are employing. You can't have a direct email account with people that you need to write to. And so when you email WF Direct, they give themselves 5 days to respond to you. So they pick your email up in 5 days, send it on to the department concerned. They've got another 5 days to respond to you. So that's 10 days without any notification or any communication. So that's 2 weeks basically. If you send an email in, you have to wait 2 weeks. And that's not fair. You can't talk to anyone. People like me, with autism, Asperger's especially, need to speak to someone that understands, is friendly and cooperative. I can't speak to housing because they're not cooperative at all. They are bullies. They tell you what to do. There's no negotiation. They can do whatever they want, but you have to do what they tell you. No, contracts don't work that way, Waltham Forest Council. Contracts are two-way. I keep my side of the contract, you have to keep your side. Your side of the contract is upholding the communal areas. If you're not going to abide by the contract, neither will I. Maybe I should stop paying you lot rent until you start fulfilling the terms of the tenancy. Do you remember the tenancy being a contract? It isn't anything else in law, it is a contract. You uphold your side, I uphold my side. I have legal rights to withhold money for services that are not rendered. tenancy agreement, services not being rendered. I can withhold my rent any time. And if you don't pull your finger out, I will. Anyway, that's all over for now. I'm waiting for an email from Waltham Forest Council tomorrow to say we're going to block your email. I will test the email daily if it takes it. Twice a day if I have to. Because I know IT like doing things around lunchtime just to really throw things up. But that'll be another complaint. And that's gonna, if it has occurred the way I think it has, that will go against Waltham Forest Council. They are just unjust, unfair, racist and liars. Anyway, best not get on. Spoke to Lita this afternoon, and because of her, I had lunch at 3 o'clock because I didn't think I had anything in. But beans on jacket potato, I've got frozen jacket potatoes in there for exactly this reason, and small tins of beans for exactly this reason. So that's that. I really don't know where we're going to go with this one, boys and girls. It was going to be all sorted by the end of last week. Nothing sorted. I'm expecting Waltham Forest Council to lie again, or prove they've lied again, by eventually sending me an email stating that, oh, we put you on the assisted collection scheme in error again. And yet Waltham Forest Council have not given, since April last year, any solution to putting the rubbish out for someone that is afraid of leaving their flat. Apart from, and I quote, you have to take it out and put it in the communal bins, unquote. Well, you're not listening, Waltham Forest Council. I'm saying it slowly because I don't think you can take long sentences, can you? To say that you're all the same is unjust. Most of the people I've come across are the same. They lie, they cover their backs, and they lie for their colleagues. There is no public service in Waltham Forest Council. They are covering their backs. They send out pre-dated letters after the event has happened to make it look technically like they've sorted the problem out beforehand. Whereas if you actually examine the dates and the time it was printed, by the file names and the file dates, the metadata, as we used to call it, then you will see that something dated the 23rd of February, for instance, was only printed on the 1st of March. So it couldn't have been printed on the 23rd of February, could it? But no one looks into that. And yet residents have to put up with the lies on a daily basis from Waltham Forest Council. They should not be allowed, in fact they're not allowed by law, they're not allowed to predate letters because that is fraud. They're not allowed to lie to members of the public because that is deception. It's also against the public charter and several, codes of conduct that Waltham Forest Council lay down for their staff. But they don't really enforce the codes of conduct because they won't let you complain about anything because they will see you as vexatious and put you on the unreasonable behaviour policy. Just for complaining about a member of staff. So I don't know. Hopefully it won't be much longer before the Housing Ombudsman investigation is over. And then we can see what the local government ombudsman has to say. And in a moment, I'll be sending another email up to the Information Commissioner because there's another member of staff that is refusing to give me my freedom of information request without any acknowledgement or any reason. So the ICO is going to have their work cut out. And this is another one. We've got the Housing Ombudsman, the Information Commissioner and the Local Government and Social Care Ombudsman all looking into Waltham Forest Council because of how they're treating me. That is a waste of public money. And Waltham Forest Council, the senior officers should be charged directly. It shouldn't come out of public money because that would be a waste of public money. It should come out of personal funds by the chief executive and the senior management at Waltham Forest Council. And maybe, just maybe, they will think twice about doing this to anyone else. Just because they don't like what I'm asking, just because they don't like what I'm complaining about, does not give anyone in authority power to bully people. I'm saying it again and again and again. Waltham Forest Council are liars and bullies, and they mistreat disabled people. Does anyone not understand the message? If Waltham Forest Council can prove to me that they're not mistreating me and they're not discriminating against me and they're not being racist and they haven't lied to me, then of course I will retract all these statements. But until that miraculous day happens and someone proves me wrong, because I'm an IT genius, remember, an autistic IT genius. Think of me like Rain Man with a personality and good looks. I will just carry on until justice is served. On other news, there isn't much going on. Oh, Amazon have done it again. I ordered a couple of things and selected, cut down the packaging, deliver them all on one day, tomorrow. So what happens? I get half of them today and I'm going to get another half tomorrow. What's came down on the packaging, Amazon? I didn't need today's delivery until tomorrow. Now I've got today's delivery and then tomorrow's delivery and even more packaging and even more rubbish and even more bags in the bathroom. Is there any point in selecting deliver it all in one go if you're just going to try and rush it all out at the same time? Come on. I mean, after last weekend, when you misdelivered twice on a grocery order, I'll never use you for groceries again. Bulk orders, one by one, maybe, but I'll never do groceries at Amazon again. It makes you wonder how many items I haven't caught that haven't been delivered before. I've not been well, remember. I still ain't well. I'm just a bit more alert since I went on to a gluten/dairy-free diet. Which is why I caught the council so quickly. Normally it would take 3 or 4 weeks. I caught them today because just by chance I checked for a receipt and I didn't get one. That would be interesting to see what happens with the Ombudsman. I should get some sort of email tomorrow with any luck. Anyway, 14 minutes. I did say I'd keep it down to 10, didn't I? Sorry about that, boys and girls. Right. I'm going to love you and leave you, and I'll speak to you. When, Caspi? Oh, tomorrow.